So for today's video, I will be showing you guys how to do snow globe nails. I have a love-hate relationship with snow globe nails because although they absolutely look amazing towards the end, they are I wouldn't say a pain to do, but it's just like very tedious. I would not necessarily wear snow globe nails for everyday wear because yeah, it's a lot going on with these nails and they're a little bit heavier than your normal set. So I would not wear these day to day, but they are so fun to create. This is just simply nail art. It's exactly what the word is. I mean, it's art. This was last year's snow globe nail look, and I am going to be honest with you, I do not think that I am going to live up to the greatness of what this is. This video actually went so viral that it went viral last year around Christmas time, and then it went viral again in the summer, which was kind of weird because I was like, what is going on? It was just that good. So I have a lot to live up to, obviously, but we're gonna see how we can live up to this greatness today. So before I even press record, I wanted to try a couple things out. I have a few fails. So inside of the snow globe, I actually wanted to have a snowman. And I thought I could do it with a stiletto tip. Well, it did not work. I put two stiletto tips on top of each other, and while I saw a creator do this before and it worked for them, it just didn't work for me for some reason. We're just not gonna do it this way for this particular video. Now this one right here is gonna be, I think, the design that I'm going for. We're gonna put this to the side, but remember this nail design because we're gonna do that exact nail design, but on some long square tips. Now, without further ado, let's get into these nails. These are from Amazon, but before we even get into the tips, I'm actually gonna cut out a piece of this Ziploc bag to tape down to my table. And this way, whenever it's time to make the back piece that we're gonna glue on the back part of our cover tip to make the snow globe nail, I am ready to go with a surface that I can just peel off Pure Gel off of. All right, we have that all taped down. And now that we have all of that taped down, I am just gonna go ahead and size up my cover tip. But once you find the perfect size, like the right size cover tip, what you wanna do is mark where your natural nail stops, because you're gonna want to know where to put the back piece that we're gonna glue on the back of the tip. I just basically take some tweezers and I just scratch underneath my natural nail, and then that is gonna let us know where to actually place the tip. We can go ahead and make the back part of our snow globe nail. So for this, I'm gonna take some tip glue, some glazed Vbeauty tip glue, and I'm just gonna lay that down on top of my little Ziploc bag that I have here. You just wanna make sure it's covering the whole tip, because we're gonna glue the tip to this. And mine is actually a little bit shorter, so I'm gonna make this a little longer here. All right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and flash cure that. Once you cure it, the surface is going to be pretty sticky, and you do not want that sticky surface to be on the inside of the snow globe nail, because the glitter or whatever you put inside of the snow globe nail is going to stick to the back of the nail. So I'm going to go ahead and put some top coat on top. Let's go ahead and put a little bit down here. And then I like to just go over it a few times. You don't want to put too much, but you want to put just enough, because we're going to put the tip on top of this. And this is the part where you want to make sure that wherever you etch that line at, it lines up with the top part of this little slab of gel we have here. And then I'm going to go ahead and flash cure again. And my lamp seems like it's going dead a little bit, which isn't good. I am just gonna cure this under a bigger lamp so we can make sure it is cured. All right, now we can peel this off because it's all cured, and it should come up super easy. And this is the way it looks, but I'm looking at it and I see a gap. and I did not want that to happen, but sometimes it happens. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and grab some more of that gel glue and put it on this long fine liner brush. And I'm just gonna go down the sides of this nail and make sure that that gap is filled in with this gel glue. We don't want any of the cuticle oil leaking out of this. All right, and once that is cured, we can go ahead and cut the sides off, the excess off the sides. And of course, I still don't have my nail scissors. I lost them a while back and I still haven't bought any new nail scissors. So I have to use these old cuticle nippers to kind of get it off. But nail scissors are a lot easier to do this part with. And the sides are still a little rigid, so I'm just gonna go ahead and file on each side. All right, and this is how it looks so far. So far, so good. I don't see any gaps on the side. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get out some red gel polish because I want the background to be red. So I'm gonna put it on the back of the nail, one coat of this gel polish, and we're just gonna cure that. And then of course, we're gonna need a top coat. So I'm gonna go in with one coat of top coat on top. That way it is not sticky. I'm gonna use some solid gel. And this solid gel that I'm gonna use is sticky using gloves. So I'm just gonna oil up my fingertips with some cuticle oil. And let's squeeze it out and get that little bit there. We're not gonna need this much, but I like to always have more than enough and then take off the excess off of the side. So we're just gonna pat that down in there to plug that. And then I'm just gonna go around on the sides and just take off the extra around the edges that I don't need. And I try to pat it as flat as possible because this gel is hard to file straight. And that's how that looks there. We're gonna go ahead and flash cure this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and file it, try to file it straight. I know I said it's hard to file straight, and it is, but we're still gonna try. Now we get to my favorite part, which is filling the actual nail up with cuticle oil. I'm just gonna drop down the cuticle oil, but you wanna make sure you don't put too much. You wanna leave some space at the top so we can have enough room for movement. Now we can go ahead and add our glitter. So this is some raw glitter from Kiara Sky. And I'm just gonna take my brush, dip it in the cuticle oil that I already have in the nail. And then I'm just gonna dip my brush inside of the glitter and then put it back inside of the nail. And it's just easier this way to pick up the glitter and get it in the nail, because any other way I would be making a terrible mess, trust me. All right, and there's that, look at that. That is how it looks so far. Now we're gonna have to close this hole up at the top. So I am just gonna take some alcohol, pad with some alcohol on it to kind of rub that cuticle oil off the part where I want the gel to adhere to, because we don't want this to come off. And then we're gonna get the same gel that I use for the free edge of the nail. And I like this to be a little thick. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And you wanna make sure that it is pushed against the actual tip. I'm just gonna take this sculpting tool just to push it up against the tip to make sure there's no gaps. And there's that. We can go ahead and cure that. And then after curing, this is kind of like the moment of truth. I like to play with it and make sure there's nothing leaking. We don't want anything leaking out from the top, the bottom, the side. And I see it is not leaking. It looks pretty good. And we have movement in the nail, which is what we need. That's what we're looking for. It's slow movement, but it's moving around in there. I'm not gonna lie, looking at this, I feel like I want a little bit more color on the inside of this, but I'm gonna do it off camera. I'm just gonna take this raw glitter, also from Kiara Sky. This is white, and voila, this is how it looks. And I knew it needed something. I just wanted another color in there, and I think that was perfect. That's exactly what it needed. So now we can officially start on the design of the nail. I absolutely love the French look that I had from the snow glow nail that I did last year. So I kind of want to put that on repeat. I have this nude gel polish here. And I think the issue that I was kind of having the first time with that milky white, doing the French with the milky white, was I had to do too many coats. So it wasn't so see-through. And this gel is a one coat type of gel, which I love. So we can put one coat of this nude down here, and you do not see through to the other side. And it also camouflages that harsh line of the gel glue that's kind of holding everything together behind the nail tips. And now for the peppermint swirl. To do this, I'm going to start with a small liner brush, and we're going to start with a cross right in the middle, in the center. And then I'm just going to take my extra long fine liner brush. You're just gonna make your little swoops from each line of the cross. So we're gonna start with this first swoop down here, and then we're gonna do another swoop on the other side of that same line. But I'm just gonna go ahead and make all of my little swirls, my little swoops, all the way around this cross. And this is what's gonna give us that cute swirl look, the peppermint swirl. All right, and there is the skeleton of the peppermint swirl. Now all we have to do is just fill in the areas we want to be white. And I am using the white gel pods by Kiara Sky. And this one is super thick. It has a thick consistency and is super pigmented. So for the most part, I won't have to go in with a second coat. We can just do this in one coat, which I love. It saves so much time. And that is our little peppermint swirl. I have a little bit of white on the edges. I'm gonna get that off camera with some acetone, but that looks really, really good. We're gonna go ahead and cure that. Outlining the French design, I do want some of that silver chrome going on. So I have this chrome gel pod, also by Kiara Sky. And this is that mirrored chrome, that metallic silver that I really love. And we're just gonna use this to outline the French line so we can have that festive look, that silver, white, and red festive type look. And I went over it a few times just to make it a little bit thicker. And this is how it ended up looking. And I really want to do a whole totally different design on the middle finger. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. Now, I really love the peppermint French design. It's so cute, but you can barely see the snow globe underneath that. So I want a nail that you can clearly see that it's a snow globe nail. And this is what this nail is going to be about. So I needed a design to kind of hide that harsh line up at the top. So we're going to use these little sponges to create a gradient, like an ombre of some sort. So I'm going to start with some gel, some white gel, and this is the white gel from the Kiara Sky gel pods, and put a little bit at the top, and then I'm going to take the sponge and just dab that sponge to create that gradient, and it creates this nice little ombre, and it really looks like frost on top of the nail, which is kind of cool if you ask me. I like that, either frost or snow, maybe more like snow coming down. And because it looks so much like snow coming down, that gave me the idea for the rest of the nail as a whole. So I already knew I wanted to do peppermints on this nail. Maybe not like the whole peppermint swirl on the whole nail, but just the individual peppermints. So I wanted to do a big one in the corner here, and then maybe a smaller one on top of the big one. So I'm making the big one now. I always start with my circles, a little cross, and then do the circle around the cross. It just helps make like a perfect circle on your first try, because trying to freehand a circle, oh my gosh, it is stressful. Just don't even try. I, of course, did not come up with this method myself, so don't think I came up with this. I actually saw artists do this, and yeah, we're using it in nail art. But these are going to be our little peppermints, and I am excited about it because we're going to do snow coming down, and then we're going to do like some snow resting on top of these two peppermints in the end, and I think it's gonna look so cute. So yeah, we're gonna do our little peppermint swirls. I'm gonna do the swirls just like I did on the other nail. So we have to do our cross in the middle, and then our lines coming out from each line of the cross, and that makes the swirl. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the parts of the swirl that I want to be red, and it already looks so good, honestly. So like I said, I want it to look like there's snow coming down and resting on the two peppermints that we have down here. So right now I'm taking my dotting tool and I'm just making little dots with some milky white to represent the snow coming down from our little gradient white. And then here I have a silicone mold, and this silicone mold has a whole bunch of different stuff on it, but we're gonna specifically focus on the snowflakes because I want two snowflakes at the top coming down to represent, again, the snow coming down. And I got this silicone mold from Amazon, and I absolutely love this silicone mold. I just put whatever color I want on top of the shape that I want, and we're gonna wipe off the excess gel off the top, clean it up around the edges a little bit, and then you're gonna sit this under a UV lamp, cure it, and then once you're done curing, you're just gonna pop it out. But what I do like about this particular mold is that everything on this mold is really thin, so it's gonna come out thin. And once you put it on the nail, it's going to easily wrap around the nail and sit flat. And since the surface is still sticky here on the nail, I am just going to stick the snowflake on there, press it down a little bit. And as you can see, it wraps around the nail already. And look how good that looks. Like, that looks amazing. And it saves so much time of trying to paint on a snowflake. I love it. I will have the link in the description down below for the silicone mold because, yeah, it saved me a whole bunch of time from having to paint on the snowflakes. I think I had to paint on the snowflakes from the last snow globe nail that I did, and it took me so long just to do that. But anyways, Here I am doing the flock of snow that's going to just sit on top of each peppermint. And I put a top coat on top. So this is on top of top coat because I'm going to sprinkle some glitter on top of this uncured gel and then cure it so it can actually look like snow. And then I'm going to get out my glitter and just sprinkle it on top. Now, the glitter I'm going to use is just white glitter, some random white glitter that I found in my drawer full of glitters. And I'm just going to use a cuticle pusher to scoop up some of that glitter. And we're going to sprinkle it on top of this wet, uncured gel. And then once I'm satisfied with how much glitter is on there, I'm going to go ahead and put it under the UV lamp to cure. And then once it's cured, we can go ahead and dust off all of that glitter. And then boom, this is what we're left with. And it looks really, really good. It gives that kind of like 3D effect, almost like it's actual snow on it. So that's what I love about that. And just like that, we're done with the middle finger, and now we can move on to our pinky. Now, for the pinky, if I want to be completely honest with you, whenever I do snow globe nails, I almost never do the pinky because it's like when I get down to the pinky, I'm tired. I'm already sick of snow globe, and yeah, I'm all snow globed out. So we're going to just do this, a regular design on this nail. So I was thinking more of like the candy cane stripe design. So that's kind of what I'm going for with the pinky finger. And the more I do the stripes, the more I feel like this nail looks like one of those straws, red and white straws with the stripes. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'll put a picture up so y'all can see it. But that's exactly what this pinky finger looks like. And we can't have our pinky finger looking like a straw, so we need to add more details. So I'm going to go in with some of this metallic silver, do some stripes in between the red stripes, and it's still looking kind of like a straw. So we got to add more details. So I thought, why not just do the same idea that I did with the middle finger on the pinky. So we're going to go in with some of this white gel polish up at the top, and then I'm going to take a sponge, that little sponge, and just blend it out towards the bottom so we can get that nice gradient look. And we're going to make it look like snow. It actually does look like snow or frost coming down, and I love that. We kind of have like a North Pole kind of look going on here, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to take some of these snowflakes that I used before, and we're going to put some snowflakes cascading down from the top of the pinky. And I'm going to put a few, maybe like 3 or 4, or maybe just 3. But yeah, I think these details makes it look less like a straw and more like maybe something else. Maybe the North Pole, if you will, or just a nice Christmas festive design. So I love the extra details that I did with this pinky finger. The pinky honestly might be my favorite out of this set. Besides the middle finger. The middle finger is pretty good. So the pinky might come to a close second to the middle finger. Now this is how the set looks all finished, and I am absolutely in love. I do not think it lived up to last year's. I think last year's will forever be #1 in my book. This one is gonna have to come to a close second, but I still love the way it turned out. You guys let me know, which one do you like better? Do you like the one that went viral last year, or do you like this one? Honestly, both of them look really, really good. With that, we have come to the end of the video, so I wanna give a big thank you to everybody who watched this far. If you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe. I post nail content every single Saturday. And make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. I have all of the materials that I use for this video linked down in the description down below. So if you're interested in purchasing any of the materials that I use in this video, definitely check out the links that I have in the description. And I will see you guys in my very next video for next weekend.